Almost every landscape photographer makes this mistake, including myself. You open Lightroom, you select sky, and you start editing it first. But this one habit is why your landscape photography often looks unrealistic, unbalanced, or even photoshopped. But today, guys, I'll show you why editing the sky first is hurting your images. And I'll show you the simple workflow that fixes all of this. Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be editing a color image instead of black and white. So if you ever struggle to make your sky and land feel like they belong in the same photo, well guys, this video is for you. And editing the sky first feels logical. It's dramatic, it's easy, and Lightroom literally gives you a select sky button. But here's the problem, everyone. The sky is only one part of the image, and it shouldn't dictate everything else. And when you edit the sky first, usually three things happen. Number one, you push it too far because nothing else is balanced yet, and you over-darken or over-saturate the sky. Number two, you fight the foreground later, and now you're trying to force the land to match an unrealistic sky. And number three, the image loses realism, and light no longer feels consistent throughout the scene. But here's the workflow professionals use instead. So here we are in Lightroom, everyone. This is the image we'll be editing, given an example on. And before touching masks, you have to get the overall exposure and color feeling right. So we're going to start off with the exposure, and I'm going to dial it down just a few notches to around there. And then we're going to carry on with the exposure panel. I'm going to increase just a touch of shadows, increase just a bit of whites. I'm going to increase the blacks since we have clippings. They are here on the histogram. And here I'm going to reduce the exposure just a touch to around there. Should be okay. I'm going to increase a bit of contrast. I'm going to increase the texture. And like this, we'll be doing globally, meaning the whole image. A bit of texture here, guys. A bit of clarity. A touch of dehaze. Just a touch. Like that should be okay. I'm going to head down to the detail. I'm going to increase just a touch of sharpening for the whole image to around there. I always reduce the radius and increase the detail, which by doing this, you're increasing the sharpening just a bit. I'm going to hold down the Alt key, and I'm going to raise the masking slider until I see where I want the sharpening, which will be on the whites. And that should be okay. Now from here, we're going to start using the masking. But first, we're going to start with the foreground and the midground, which is these parts here and these parts here. So I'm going to start by using a brush, and I'm going to place it over the foreground. But first, I'm going to decrease a touch of exposure. I'm going to paint away around here like this. And that should be okay. We don't want the foreground too bright. because as you can see, it was a cloudy day. And the foreground, which is further away from the source of light, should be a bit more darker. And like this, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna increase the texture also a bit more. I'm gonna increase the sharpening. And here we have a very sharp image. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to find the saturation and increase it just a touch to around there. Next, I'm going to use another brush. I'm going to press K on the keyboard. Don't forget, guys, we haven't touched the sky yet. And here I'm going to increase just a touch of exposure. And I'm going to paint away on the brighter parts of the image. And like this, we'll be doing some dodging and burning. I'm going to try for here as well. And like this, guys, we're working on the foreground first, before we touch the sky. I'm going to use another brush. Press K on the keyboard again. And here I'm going to reduce the exposure, the opposite. And we'll be doing some burning now. A bit here, a bit down there. A bit here also. On the darker parts. Around here. And on the darker parts here. And there we have our dodging and burning. Should be okay. I'm going to see the before and after by pressing on the eyeball here. And there I think we have the foreground and the midground settled out. Now if you think the land feels right, the sky becomes much easier to edit. So now we're going to start with the sky. I'm going to head out of here and I'm going to check the image one more time before we start editing the sky. And I think we're going to increase some texture in the clouds, in the cloud formation. I'm going to make it a bit darker. And then we're going to darken the overall image. But first, we're going to start with the sky. I'm going to go back to the masking. And here, I'm not going to press sky, select sky. Instead, I'm going to use a linear gradient. And I'm going to place it over the top part of the sky. Just like that. And I'm going to decrease the exposure now. That should be okay. I'm going to use one more linear gradient. And I'm going to place it again over the top part of the sky. But I won't go down that much. Just till about there. And I'm going to decrease the exposure. To around there. My computers are slowing down a bit. It's a bit too much. And that should be okay. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select sky. And now it's going to place a mask over the whole part of the sky. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it just a bit of texture. And there we have the mask over the sky. I'm going to head down to the texture here. I'm going to increase it to around there. I'm going to give it a touch of clarity also to around there, and a touch of dehaze. And that should be okay. Next, I'm gonna head over to the masking. I think this guy is okay how it is. I'm gonna use a linear gradient, and I'm gonna place it over the foreground. So we have the top part of this guy and the bottom part of the image, the foreground, will have the same exposure. I'm going to reduce the exposure here to around there, and that should be okay. I'm going to use another mask guy, and I'm going to place it over the sky, a radial gradient. I'm going to place it on the brighter part of the image, where I think the sun was somewhere around here. I'm going to increase the mask, and we'll be drawing the viewer's eye to the brighter part of the image. And I'm going to increase the exposure just a touch. Just like that there. But now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract with a brush. And I'm going to remove the radial gradient I just done from this part here. Since the source of light was in front of this hill or mountain, whatever it is. And that should be okay. Now I'm going to use another radial gradient. I'm going to place it where the first radial gradient was. Somewhere like that. Should be okay, but I'm going to invert it now. And I'm going to reduce the exposure. And I think we're ready from the masking, everyone. I'm heading out of the masking. My computer's really getting slow. And what I'm going to do for the final touch, to give it a bit more life to the image, I'm going to use the tone curve here. And I'm just going to increase a bit of exposure. Should be okay, like that. And a bit of lights also. And I think the image is ready, everyone. I think we have a really balanced image here. I'm going to show you the before and after. And this is how professionals edit the image. The first thing they do is think of the foreground and the midground and then they edit the sky. And now you get an overall balanced image. I'm going to show you the before and after. And there we have the before, and there we have the after. And I think that the image is realistic. So don't ever edit the sky first, guys. Work on your foreground, the midground, and then start with the sky. Well, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the the video. And make sure to hit the subscribe button, a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one.